Everyone, welcome to another episode on Hastelpods. On the podcast today, I'll be talking about the Ghanaian pastor that killed his wife in Florida. And for this podcast, it's something that's already happened. Like I said on my Instagram post that I saw on Keeping It Real with Adiola. And I'm just going to talk about it because for me, I want to examine two things. The way we, glorify our pastors and call them daddies. I mean, these guys called the prophets. They call them the prophets. His followers. He has a very huge followers on social media. On social media, he has about 60,000 people. And at what point, ladies and gentlemen, do you live a dysfunctional marriage? So I will talk about these two basic issues today, and I will give us details of what happened in this particular case of Mr. Sylvester Ofori and his wife, Barbara Tommy. I am Hassan, and this is Astropods. All right, so a brief background of these people. Pastor Sylvester Ofori is 35, and the lady that he killed, that's Barbara Tommy, is she's 27, and they've been married since 2015. Now, the only time this man's name came under scrutiny was when there was a report of like argument or domestic violence in 2016 when I think somebody called and he actually resisted arrest. I'm talking about Sylvester Ofori. Now, that's the little things we know about these people. We know that there's a pastor of a church called it's called the Floodgates of Heaven International Ministries. He's the head pastor in that very church, and like I said, he has about 60,000 followers on social media, so he's quite famous on the social media. And there are many details that we can read and we have seen that make it a little bit interesting. Now, before I go further, I want to say my condolences to the family of this lady, Barbara Tommy. Our brother and sister, they tried to save her from this crazy man, and from the police reports, actually they've been living separately since about approximately 3 months. So those informations are out there that she has actually been making moves to fight for divorce and all those things. So I just feel so sad that this very wicked, mean so-called pastor killed a lady that is just very sad. And of course, today, as we all know, there's a breaking news that the Supreme Court Judge Ruth Bader, she's dead, and I already put on my Instagram that I wish I rest in peace to her and our family. I pray, I wish them the strength to bear the fortitude of our loss. But going back to this particular podcast that I'm talking about right now, about the Ghanaian pastor that kills his wife. There's a video I saw on Adiola's YouTube channel when she briefly talked about this case of the man literally saying to the brother of this lady, Barbara Tommy, that if he did not kill that lady, then he's a fake pastor. And the manner in which he killed this lady is even more shocking. He shot her close range, and he went right over her and shot her a couple more times, making it at least 7 shots that was fired into this lady's body, and like some closer to her head. And would you believe that the day before that, on the 9th of this month, he had this thing he posted on his Facebook page. Let me see if I have the quote somewhere here, where he says something along the lines of where is it? He says something like, when I say that, I will say it in a okay. It says something like this. Says, one thing people gotta understand about extremely kind, nice, loving people is that their other side is just as extreme. This is the last. I want to believe that this is the last thing that this man posted before he killed this lady the following day. His last Facebook post was that one thing people got to understand about extremely kind, nice, loving people is that their other side is just as extreme, and that extreme was in them upper cases, extreme. And truly, he went hide and do this thing. And for me, I saw many times from what I was reading, because this lady's sister, whose name is Sophia, said that one of the reasons why this Barbara would not report this man to the cops because she fears that if she reports him, he will be deported, and for that reason, she was not trying. She don't want him to go back to Ghana, and she was really trying to save his butt, and for the fact that the man knows that if truly they divorce, he's going to lose everything, so he's trying to do everything he can to sort of stay in the marriage. But the crazy thing is that this man has been abusive from what I read for a while. Like I said, they got married 2015. There was a police report of the man resisting to be arrested in 2016. So from the get-go, he has been crazy, and this lady endured this madness up until at least 3 months before she died, when they separated, when she was living in a separate place. And I just look at this whole case, and it's really shocking, So two things, like I said, is that it's not strange that it's somebody that's supposed to be a man of God, a pastor, that is the one that we see committing this kind of very mean and just cold-acted crime, and it's just crazy, and he's gonna go to jail for that for sure. Another thing is that, like I said, at what point would you take yourself away from a very abusive relationship? At what point? Because if this lady had left this man long time ago, maybe this wouldn't have happened. If she had reported this man to the cops, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Because the process that the lady, when she saw the man was behind her, she tried to run back to the bank, because she works at Navy. What was it? I think I got this somewhere here. She works at one of those banks like that in Florida. She was trying to run back to the bank, and the man just shot her from behind, and then made sure that he killed this girl. And for me, I can't just comprehend. Honestly, I can't comprehend for why would you do such a thing? Someone that you said that you love, you confess your love to. And the funny thing is that it was 2 days, right, to their wedding anniversary. 2 days. I mean, if they might to their fifth wedding anniversary, 2 days, and this man killed his wife, and they are both young, 27, 35 years old, very young people, and you're supposed to be leading a church, So I just feel like my whole thing is that this lady is gone forever. But what we have to start looking at is that we should encourage our ladies and our men as well, that whenever you see something is not right, don't be scared to get out of that relationship. Always put your own safety and your own interest first, because if you had left this relationship, probably she would still be alive by now. But she's neck deep in the relationship, and she's trying to get out of it, and she tried. She tried, but this man is just supposed to be a criminal. And for those people that call themselves pastors, I saw one of the videos on YouTube where it was laying hands on people. I don't know, really. What makes somebody a pastor? Why should I divulge my intimacies to you because all these Christians, they go to the church, tell the pastors all their intimacies and confess to the pastors and have a very good relationship with the pastors. But some of these pastors are going through some things themselves that they cannot really grapple with. They're trying to figure it out, but they can't figure it out. So when do we what makes somebody a man of God? Basically, when do I say that? Okay, this person is a man of God. This person is I can trust this man or this woman. And like Bible says, by their fruits you shall know them. By their fruit you shall know them. So I just want to encourage guys to be extra mindful with their so-called man and women of God, because some of these people they commit some of the most brazen crimes and heinous things that they do. So I feel like that needs to be mentioned. And also, if the courtship is not smooth and you are not comfortable with this person, don't protect his blood, because this man killed this lady without even giving the consequences the second thought. So that's what I have to say about this podcast. This one's just a very quick one. It's still under investigation. They're still doing it. But I would like to leave us with a quote from the police detective whose name is Matthew Rogers. He said, "Someone committed a heinous crime. Excuse me. Someone committed a heinous act of violence towards a loved one, and there's no excuse for that." Yes, that's just as simple as it can be. This man committed a very heinous act of violence towards someone that you said you love, and there's no excuse for that. And that's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot for listening to this podcast. It's a quick one. I'll keep tab with this particular report and see what happens. But I really am just so disgusted that you call yourself a pastor. You're supposed to be leading the congregation. You have about 60,000 people following you, listening to your words, and you have all this much demon, this much devil inside of you. What qualifies someone to be a pastor? Like I said, in my own opinion, by their fruit you shall know them. Watch what they do, not what they say. Really, watch what they do, not what they say. And in any relationship that you find yourself in, and it's kind of too rocky, too tumultuous, let it go. Let it go. At the end of the day, your sanity and your mental well-being is very, very important. Thanks, guys, for listening to this podcast. Have a lovely one. Bye for now.